Hello, beautiful people. Hope you are fine and doing well. Today we will talk about the most important topic in this series about the DevSecOps and building the secure CI/CD pipeline. It will be renting the VPS and choosing the correct platform to run the VPS. And we will try to SSH into it, but in an unsecure way. And then later on we will have another series how to set it and secure it up. So let's get right to it. So let's get back into it. First thing, what I'm gonna do is we will choose the correct provider so that we can run the VPS. And there are several options we can choose from. We have DigitalOcean, we have Hostinger, we have Microsoft Azure Virtual Machines, or Amazon EC2. Each one of them has like different specifications and features they offer. And for me, I tried all of them almost. The best one that I felt more comfortable with the customer support, with the prices, with the stability, scalability, is DigitalOcean, to be honest. And I just feel comfortable with it, so I will go with it, and even you will test it by yourself and you will see it's an amazing platform. Inside DigitalOcean, they call virtual machines as droplets. Okay, same like, for example, Amazon, they call them EC2, and in Hostinger is just virtual VPS. After we choose the correct provider and after we run the VPS, we're gonna choose the correct specifications. What RAM do we need? Why do we need that? And what are the useful specification to put on? And then we will set up the SSH keys and trying to SSH into this VPS server and address one main problem. So let's go to DigitalOcean website. Basically, you just write digitalocean.com. digitalocean.com. By the way, there is nothing about sponsoring or buying codes or stuff like this. So what we're gonna do now, we will basically sign up using an account. Yeah, okay. You will just use your email. I will fill my info and I will create the account, and then we can get back to it. So do the same please and let me know. So guys, we are back to it. As we can see now, after you sign up, it will tell you just like the several account setup steps. I'm using it for personal usage. Select the product you want to get started with. I will just go with the Droplet, which are basically the VPSs or virtual machines. Then I'll just click get started. Yeah, so now we come to the steps to create a Droplet, a VPS or a virtual machine or private virtual server. So we need to choose the region that we know that this VPS will be consumed by this region. For example, if your users or your application will be used in Europe, you will choose, for example, Frankfurt, Germany. This case also applies to the Middle East people. You're gonna choose Europe because it's the closest to us, I feel. You don't want to choose US is too far. So for Europe, for Middle East, let's go with Germany, and then we have to choose the image of the server. Basically, if we want Ubuntu or Debian or Fedora, we will go with Ubuntu, most basic one, and let's go with the latest. After that, there are several plans that they customize for you. For example, if we want to go basic or general purpose or CPU optimized or memory optimized, but we'll go with the basic. I will choose premium Intel NVMe SSD. or you can go with the regular SSD. Actually, I will go with the regular SSD, and I will go, or yeah, I'll go the regular SSD, and we can go with 2 gig RAM is enough for Docker, I think. And for port container, for acting as a pipeline agent, build agent in Azure DevOps, and 60 giga of hard disk, because Docker can eat up to 1 giga of RAM if we will run application. But yeah, we can go with the basic, and we can go 2 giga RAM, 60 giga of hard, and 3 terabyte of transfer. Do we want additional storage for now? No, we don't need that. Backups, we don't want to enable automated backups, but definitely this is for production level application. You need to do that to enable this option. But for us, we can rely on snapshots. And what snapshot basically are is taking like let's say a screenshot of the virtual server at specific time, that if it fail you can back it up again at that screenshot. Authentication, yeah, probably we need to add an SSH key. And in order to do that, I want you to go to your terminal. Okay, and we can come to, this is the root basically. If we look, yeah, this is, we are in the root. If we do list and we try to see, sorry, yeah, and we try to see what are the available folders here, we will see that there is an SSH folder probably in the root. Yeah, this one. So you want to cd into it to create the SSH key that will be used by the Droplet. So we will do this SSH, and we will just follow what they are saying. So open your PowerShell, use the regular mode, not administrator, run this command basically, SSH key generation. Generating public private key pair, enter file in which to save the key. We can leave it, we can actually name it as DevSecOps project. Enter passphrase. You can choose to have a password or no, but for now we'll go without a password for the keys. Yeah, and it's generated. And if we take a look now, I'll list it better. We have this DevSecOps project and the private and the public key. After that, basically we need to copy the public key, okay, and then we will put it here basically, and that's it. So what we're gonna do, we will just copy it. Yeah. By the way, keep your keys private even if they are public. So we can give it a name, DevSecOps project, just like this, and then we can call it public. And now we are successfully added the SSH key, and we can choose that. If we want to enable the IPv6 for free, we can enable that. I mean, why not? It's free. Monitoring, yeah, let's have monitoring capability. We don't want the database, and we want one droplet. you can deploy multiple VPSs or virtual machines with the same configuration. A droplet name, we'll say DevSecOps VM. Select a project. Basically, it will give you the default first project, and we're gonna use that. And then you will proceed with payment. It's approximately $18 per month, and you can like have less configurations to have less amount. And I would say there are other platforms that provide like less prices for this. So I'm just gonna forward with the payment information, do that you too, and we'll get back to it. So after we add the payment method and we create the droplet, it will, as you were seeing, it was creating the droplet or the virtual machine, and now it's totally ready. You can see now on the right we have connection details, public IPv4 that you will have access through the internet, like the whole world will gonna be able to access this, and the private IP, this is for the internal network that we'll be using, and the IPv6, which I believe we will not gonna use or need for now. You will have the total cost. Approximately, you will have the insight window, the bandwidth, the CPU usage, the disk input output. You will have the networking tab, basically public network, private network. The volumes, we don't have any storage volumes. The backups, we don't have, and this is what I was talking about for the snapshot. The activity, you will see like logging of what's happening in this droplet. And the droplet names also. I mean the droplet settings, and it contains the name, the configuration, and you can even change that. So now basically, since we added the SSH key and everything, we can now SSH into the machine. Let's do a first test that this virtual machine is actually on the internet and can be accessed anywhere from the world. So basic command is ping, and we're gonna basically ping our VM, and we see if it will respond to us. So yeah, it's up and running. So what we are trying to do now, we are trying to SSH into it. So on the basic command that we know, SSH, and we put the root, because now the only user is the root user, and this is the most unsecure way to SSH into a machine as a root user. We will later on need to configure this and secure the machine by adding another non-root users and firewalls and all of the stuff, DDoS protections, and yeah. So we write SSH root at the public IP address, and do you want to trust this? Yes. Yeah. Now we have permission denied, public key. So we have to fix this, and the way to fix this is as follow. So guys, the way to fix this is actually by this is a bug in DigitalOcean platform. Somehow when you add SSH key through the web UI, it doesn't add to the machine. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna use their panel to connect to the virtual machine and add our SSH key to the machine manually. And we can go to actions, and then we choose web console, and username is root, and we launch the droplet console, and this is basically we will have access to the machine. Now if we list the contents here, we will see SSH folder. Basically we will go to that folder, and we will see there is authorized keys file, yeah. And if we cut, or if we show the content, we will see that we only have the key that is from our internal email, like from the panel itself. So we need to add the key that we actually manually created on our machine. So again, we need to get that key. It was this one. And basically copy it here. We're gonna nano here the authorized key, and we will go down, write a comment, DevSecOps project, and just Control Shift V to copy the key, and we can write Control O and enter to save the options, and I believe everyone knows this, and Control X to quit. And yeah, now we should have the key. We need to restart SSH key service, and in order to do so, we need to write the command system stl restart SSH, and we restarted basically the SSH service in the Linux. And now we can quit this, and we try to SSH again into the machine. Yeah, so guys, after we added the SSH key manually to that, there is one more step which is necessary. When we connect to the machine, we need to provide our private key. So we can list, what do we have? We have our private key DevSecOps project, and what we will do is basically SSH and -i, and then we will specify the private key, and then basically the user and the host, which is this one. And voila, we got access to the VPS. And if we list the content, we have everything there. And if I say, who am I am the root, which is very bad. We don't want to be SSHing into the machine as a root user and having only one root user there. So yeah, I hope you guys liked the video and this series. And next step will be how to secure the VPS and make it ready for public use and for the use of deploying pipelines and building pipelines. Take care and see you in the next series.